Hey guys, it's Kirby the Bookish Nurse and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. I'm not going to talk about any in particular books, but instead I'm going to talk about something that's been coming up often in conversations that I've had in real life, and that's going to be finding time to read. Whenever I talk to people about reading and about books and hobbies and just different things, the most common thing that comes up about as far as books are concerned is I wish I had time to read. And I completely understand that. I work full time. I'm in nursing school. I'm very active in my book club, which consists of reading, but there's also a lot more that goes in behind the scenes for like creating and organizing and helping the other admins with their projects. So it's not like, so even the book club is not just I'm using this time to read books. Like there's other stuff that goes into it. I also run my household. I cook, I clean, keep up the laundry, or I don't actually keep up the laundry, but I act like I keep up the laundry. So I have to keep up that charade. Even though I do have a busy life and you have a busy life, if you would like to read more, here's some tips that I feel like will help. Number one tip that I have for fitting more reading into your life is going to be to bring a book with you wherever you go. So, and you don't have to lug around a giant Sanderson book or something. You can bring just whatever you're reading, or you can download the Kindle app on your phone and read on your phone, or bring your Kindle with you. They're usually pretty small. But just wherever you go, a lot of times you'll find out that you have 5 or 10 minutes here and there waiting in line at the grocery store, waiting in line at the doctor, at the DMV, at wherever you go. You normally are going to have to wait. And you could be using that time, instead of scrolling through Facebook, to read a book, if that's what you want to do. Another thing that helps is audiobooks. There are times when I just simply do not have time. I work a 12-hour shift. I come home, I cook, I have to clean up the kitchen, I have to get everything ready for the next day, I have to take a bath, and then it's bedtime, and I just don't have time in the day to sit down and read or watch TV or anything. This is where audiobooks come in. I can, while I'm I didn't put on any makeup today, I'm sorry, but I just didn't feel like it. But while I'm getting ready for my day, I can listen to my audiobook for that 20 minutes or however long it takes you to do your makeup. Just listen to an audiobook. If you have a commute at all to work, you can listen on your way there instead of music or a podcast. You can listen to an audiobook, and that's another, if you have a 20-minute ride to work, which a lot of people have way further than that, but if you have a 20-minute ride to work, that's 40 minutes a day of listening to an audiobook. Something that I usually do is I try, if I'm able to, I try to set aside time every day for myself. If I want to read, awesome. I will use that 30 minutes to an hour before I go to bed to read. And sometimes I'll read more, and sometimes I'll read a little bit less, but I know I'm going to at least attempt to have that time every day. And if I don't feel like reading, cool, I'll watch TV or play a card game with my husband or whatever I want to do during that time. But that time is purposefully set aside for me to not do housework and not do work and not do schoolwork. Sometimes I might only have 30 minutes. But that 30 minutes helps. And that's another way that you can squeeze in just a little bit of reading time if you want to find time for that. A big thing that I've seen with people who are already readers, but they just want to find more time to read, like say they read one book every 2 weeks and they would like to read a book a week or a book every 3 days or whatever your goal is. Don't force yourself to read. Like if you pick up a book and you're not enjoying it, put it down. There is trillions of books available. Don't waste your time trying to force yourself to read something that you're not into. Maybe you don't like the same romance that's blowing up all over on YouTube. Or maybe you don't like fantasy. Just because BookTube is primarily fantasy does not mean you have to be a fantasy reader. There's tons of other nooks out there that you can be a part of that community and actually enjoy what you're reading. Sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes you just don't feel like reading, and that's fine. That's totally okay. But if you start forcing yourself, it's going to become a chore and you're going to hate having to do it before too long, and that's just going to put you in a slump, and it's so hard to get out of reading slumps once you get into them. So that is a big one for people who are already reading, is just, if you don't feel like reading, don't force yourself. This is not a job. It's supposed to be something that you enjoy. Kind of in that same vein, don't compare yourself to people on BookTube and how much they're reading, or people anywhere. But on BookTube, a lot of times the big booktubers that we all watch, that's their job, is to read books. So like if you have a 8 or 10 or 12 hour shift at work, they're using that same 8 or 10 or 12 hours to read. So of course they're going to read substantially more than you or I, because that's their job. That's what they do every day. So don't feel bad if you read one book this week and they read 42. That's their job. They do that all day. So don't compare yourself to anybody when it comes to how much or what you're reading. Just read whatever you enjoy for as fast or as slow as you are enjoying reading it. This video is probably going to be, I've only been recording for not very long, so this video is probably going to be a lot shorter than most of my videos, but that's okay. I just wanted to jump on here real quick and kind of discuss with y'all things that I think help me be able to read as much as I do. To wrap up everything, bring a book with you everywhere. Read it in the grocery line, read it in the line at the doctor's, in the line at the DMV. If you are having to wait for somebody to meet you, that might be another 20 or 30 minutes that you could pick up. Just anytime that you're just sitting still, not at home, you'll be able to take your phone out or take your book out and get 5 to 30 minutes of reading done. If you're at the DMV, it might be 4 or 5 hours of reading done, where if you didn't bring that with you, you'd just be sitting there probably playing on Facebook or something. Try to set aside time for yourself to wind down and read or relax in some way. Do not force yourself to read. Do not compare yourself to other people. Read what you like, when you like, and how much you like. Don't make it become a chore for yourself, or you're never going to want to read. And finally, just, there's controversy everywhere I look behind this, but audiobooks, they're reading too. It's the same story. Audiobooks are your friend. Listen to them in your commute to work, when you're going to Walmart and coming home, when you're getting ready for work, when you're getting dressed for the day, when you're doing like mundane chores that you don't really need a lot of brain power for. Audiobooks, they are phenomenal. If y'all have any tips that maybe I didn't mention, or that y'all would like to elaborate on, maybe it is something that I said but you want to add to it, I'd love to discuss this with y'all further down in the comments. If you want to see more bookish content from me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I post videos every week, so I'll see you soon with a new video. Bye.